The high-stakes mission that killed Osama bin Laden is putting a rare spotlight on the U.S. Navy SEALs. Most of what they do is top secret for obvious reasons. But in 2004, CBS News chief foreign affairs correspondent Lara Logan was able to spend time with a SEAL unit in southern Afghanistan for a revealing 60 Minutes report. Lara joins us this morning from Washington. Lara, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. As you point out, SEAL operations are so secretive that it took us more than 6 months to negotiate access to one of their teams. And it was something that had never been done before and hasn't been done since. And we spent almost 2 months with them in southern Afghanistan as they hunted down some of the world's most elusive terrorists. This is just a quick look at some of what we saw.
The SEALs were receiving final instructions from their team chief for a mission that would start in just a few hours.
But that's it. I'm going home to see my kids. You guys are going home to see yours. We're not going to.
Their plan was to go after a mid-level Taliban commander, but new intelligence had just come in that compelled them to switch targets at the last minute. A possible location for this man, Rosie Khan, the most powerful Taliban commander in the south of the country. The SEALs knew he was the man financing and recruiting Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters and bringing them over the border from Pakistan. We flew in with army pilots from the National Guard right into the heart of the Taliban insurgency.
1 minute!
As we approached, people in the village would be able to hear the pounding chopper blades, so the SEALs prepared to take fire and braced for impact. The SEALs immediately surrounded the village to stop anyone trying to escape into the nearby mountains.
We got any update from the Apaches?
The team commander was in radio contact with his men.
I want to get a couple of snipers up on the high ground there and there just to look down.
I see a guy up on the mountain there.
What's that?
I see a guy 12 o'clock from me, just up the hill, about 100 meters up the hill. He's walking up the hill.
They'd spotted a lone man heading away from the village, but no one knew then if he was the person they were after. The Apaches dropped flares to mark the man's position.
We got to get him. That's probably him. All forces, it's important that you hold your positions at this time. We're going to take him out with the Apaches.
But before the team commander could give that order, he lost contact with the Apaches, so the SEALs on the ground returned fire and killed him.
Can you tell us about the man who's down?
The man that's down right now appears to be the primary target.
What would it mean if you really did have this guy?
It would be huge.
Of course, Lara, that the team you were embedded with was not Team 6, who reportedly killed Osama bin Laden. But it really does give you a sense of what they're facing, and even an idea, I'm sure you can give us a better idea of what this mission on Sunday must have been like for those SEALs and how difficult it was to carry out.
Well, this is the mission that they'd all been waiting for. And, you know, in some sense, there's rivalry. There's only a couple of groups that are specifically trained to that level for a high-value target mission like this. It's the highest that you can go. And they really, Erica, spend most of their time, even once they're qualified, they're training over and over and over again, perfecting their techniques. They have to be able to prepare for anything that happens. And it's a very high-stakes world that they live in, and a very shadowy one. You know, their identities are particularly secret.
And understandably so. Part of what they train for, and you touched on this a little bit, but talk to us more if you could, is training for what could go wrong, including on Sunday what we saw with the chopper.
Yes, absolutely right. And that's not unexpected. You know, helicopters have mechanical problems or problems arise all the time. So they would have been prepared for that. It would have probably got their hearts racing a little bit more than they already were. And, you know, in what's particularly dangerous about a situation like that is you don't have a, you know, you're not in the middle of a war where there are all other kinds of assets around and people standing by ready to come to your aid. You're not supposed to be on the ground in Pakistan. And so they don't want the Pakistani army and military authorities to know that they're there until their mission is over, because they don't want anything to go wrong. So, you know, even 40 minutes on the ground, which is how long this operation took, that's an extraordinary long period of time. All the operators that I've spoken to say it would have only taken about 5 minutes to kill Osama bin Laden and capture everybody in that compound, and they would have spent the rest of the time collecting all that evidence. They pretty much, it seems like they knew they were going into, and they were going to take back everything of value. And, you know, we were always led to believe that Osama bin Laden was in a cave with a notebook at best. It doesn't seem like that's what they believed. I think they went in prepared to collect as much evidence as possible.
Yeah, and people hoping that's exactly what they will have, and there will be plenty of information on it. Lara Logan, thanks again.